We're good? All right. Just want to let you know that there's hardly nothing that brings up any more controversy than asking the question, do you pre-vacuum or not? Should you or should you not? And when you go through the forums, you go through our Facebook page, you go through our Facebook group, you go anywhere, to a convention anywhere, you'll have a couple of carpet cleaners that will be arguing, should you pre-vacuum or should you not pre-vacuum? And I kind of want to put that controversy to rest right now. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to prove to you how important pre-vacuuming is, and also a couple of little tips and tricks to go along with it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it. That being said, this customer brought this rug in, and we always tell the customers with rugs and inside of the homes to go ahead and pre-vacuum before we get there. Well, why do we do that? Well, let's go ahead. We don't want to walk into a complete pig slop now, do we? We want it to be looking halfway decent. And it makes the customer feel engaged also. Also on top of it, I like to show them what we get out of it when we get inside of their home. Because just about every time you vacuum, you'll get some more soil and debris out of there. Now, it's been said or proven that about 70 to 80% of the soil inside of carpets and inside of rugs is dry particulate matter. Okay, so 3/4 of the soil you could get out just by pre-vacuuming. You'd be surprised how many customers are impressed after we pre-vacuum a home. They're going, wow, it really makes a big difference. But there's a couple of little tips and tricks when it comes to pre-vacuuming. First off, I like to vacuum, you know, east to west. There's west being that way, towards California. East being towards Virginia Beach is where we live at. The ocean front's a few miles back that direction. But then what I'll do, especially in transition areas, is I'm going to go north and I'm going to go south. Okay? Now, do you think the customer vacuums like this? Yep. Or does she vacuum like this? Nope, she vacuums quickly. But by going a lot slower, especially in transition areas, coming out of a kitchen, in front of a sofa, down a hall, out of the bedrooms, those little transition areas, those heavily soiled areas are going to come a lot cleaner if you go ahead and pre-vacuum them first. Now, do you have to pre-vacuum the whole home? Well, that's up to you, because most of the soil is probably tracked downstairs and on the stairs. So I feel like at least pre-vacuum your transition areas, maybe a den, maybe a hall downstairs, do the stairs, the hall, and the slight transition areas walking inside. And then you can do what we do, is take the vacuum, right, and we empty it out. If you look here, now I'm not going to empty it out inside the customer's home right on her carpet, okay? But walk up here a little closer, Joe, and we'll show them how much came out of here. Look at all that. You know, so why do I want to take, all right? Why do I want to take and turn that into mud? It just doesn't make sense, right? Because mud's a lot harder to get out of the carpet. It's a lot harder to get out of the rug. And I've only vacuumed this one time. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum it again afterwards and go a little bit slower. I kind of wanted to give you a quick demonstration of how much stuff and debris comes out of there. It's pretty nasty. Now what we'll normally do is we'll keep this in a bag and we'll show a customer in a plastic clear bag. That way they can see how much they got out. And it always impresses them because they're saying, oh wow, I just vacuumed last night, or I vacuumed this morning before you came. Now on top of it, we don't generally take in a residential type of vacuum cleaner. We use a commercial type. But here, this is the one we use inside of our showroom floor. So I just brought it back here to show you even how much you can get out with this. The advantage of taking in a commercial looking machine is it impresses upon them you have something that they don't have. So it kind of sets you apart from their homeowner products and from your competitors who might be walking in with that. But I'm going to say this first and foremost. I know people also argue, hey Rob, what's the best vacuum cleaner? And I always say the best vacuum cleaner is the one you use, okay? Because it's always better to pre-vacuum than not, regardless of what you're using, especially when it comes to pets. And here's a little tip. I'm going to stand back up here. Here's a little tip. By the way, thanks Joseph for not refilling my coffee. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, okay? I'm sitting here thirsty early in the morning, but what was I going to say there about pre-vacuuming? Daggone it. Old age. Oh yeah, pet hair. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate that. Now here's a little tip that's going to help you a lot. I see guys come on and they say, well, you know, I've got a carpet or I've got a rug and there's no urine on it. You've taken the UV light, you've looked it over, right? And you found, like this one right here, there's no urine on it. Oh, by the way, here it is, broad daylight. I got all my ultraviolet lights on, but yet with the TMF light, you can see it. Can you see it on there, Joe? Cool. So you can see that's how nice this light is. Shameless plug. All right. So definitely keep that in mind. But I looked this rug over, and they told me they had no urine, but I still always double check it. However, they do have a dog. They do have a pet. And so here I got a lot of pet hair out of it. But can you see me moving around with that, Joe? Look at that. Here we are in the broad daylight outside. What is it, about 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And you got all the lights on in here, and yet you can see with this. If I cut the lights off, you'll even see more. And these are available in the TMF store, tmfshop.net. Definitely get yourself one. Just because the customer says there's no urine, it's always important for you to look, and my employees are taught to go inside and always walk in doing the walkthrough with the UV light. Now, let me get back to the tip I was going to tell you about. But I've had customers say, or I've had customers come online who buy our products say, hey Rob, I went ahead and cleaned the carpets, but yet the customers still complain they could smell a little bit of pet odor. Why is that? Well, I like to walk them through the process. First thing I'll ask them is, did you pre-vacuum? And you'd be shocked and surprised how many guys do not pre-vacuum. And it's so important. You want to get out as much hair as possible, because what you're smelling is, imagine if you wet a dog, right? The dog puts off that, you know, that dog dander oily smell. And that's what you're smelling. You've gone in there, you've done wetted the carpet, and now it's off-gassing that odor. And the customer's going to call back and complain, or worse yet, she's going to go use somebody else. Yeah, that's going to suck, right? You know what I mean? And it's all your fault because you didn't pre-vacuum. So what you're going to do is you're going to get that body oil out of there. That oil is holding that odor in there. So you want to get out as much as you possibly can by pre-vacuuming. If they have a pet, if you walk in and you smell the smell of a dog and a dog dander smell, really go that extra mile, really pre-vacuum slowly, work it into your price, or go ahead and charge them accordingly and get as much out as possible. On top of it, if you would, grab a CRB after you pre-spray the carpets. Oh, add a little bit of Citrusolve in too with it. Add a little bit of Citrusolve into your pre-spray. That'll help a lot because any oils that have gotten onto the fibers from the dog or the odor, it'll break those down and help your pre-spray work and give you much better results. So you see the importance of pre-vacuuming. And if you have any points you want to make, feel free to come on here and make them. We can address them. I'm going to throw this video into the group. I'm going to throw it onto YouTube. But I really feel like that this video right here and this proof right here should show you how important it is to pre-vacuum. And it doesn't take that much longer. However, I do know my brother Keith, he'll go in and pre-vacuum for an hour inside of a home. And he said the carpets look almost new by the time he's done pre-vacuuming. So it really boils down to you and how conscious you are about the workmanship that you're doing. Somebody have a question, Joe?
Off topic. When will you have the Teflon lid glide back in stock?
That is kind of off topic, no doubt about it. I'm hoping in about 7-10 more days. Just hold tight right there. They do go pretty fast. And we usually make about a lot of 50 of them at a time. But I'll have those in real soon. I'll address that in there afterwards. So, the age-old question, the age-old controversy is, hey Rob, should we pre-vacuum? Should we not? Yes, for several reasons. Number one, you're going to get out all this dry particulate soil. Okay? So you're not going to turn your soil into mud. You're going to make your machine work better. You're going to be able to work more efficiently. You're going to be able to move faster. And then on top of it, you're going to get better results. The carpets are going to look better. They're going to stay cleaner longer. You're going to look more like a hero in the customer's eyes. All right, what's the second reason? Well, if they have pets and you go in here and even if there's no urine, as we proved with this light right here, the TMF UV light, you're still going to maybe have an off-gassing of a dog odor. You know how it is when you get a wool carpet wet, right? If you're doing a side of a home, what does it smell like? It smells like sheep, right? Smells like an animal. So if you go in there and you've already got a stinky dog odor and you go in there and you wet all that dog hair, what have you done? You've gone ahead and created an off-gassing or an odor, and the customer called you to solve problems. She didn't call you to come in there to cause problems. But see, you caused the problem. But you could solve this just an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. A pound of soil out of the carpet, right? Okay, so take the time, pre-vacuum. So that's the second reason for pets. Number 3 is you're setting yourself apart from your competitors. So those 3 valid reasons right there are great reasons to pre-vacuum. Now, if you want to have the customer pre-vacuum, that's great. At least you're getting that done. But keep a vacuum on the truck. You never know when you're going to run into a situation, maybe an empty home or a rental. How many times, Joseph, have we run into empty homes and they say it's pre-vacuum and it's not? And we got a code, right? And we got to get to work. So I don't mind charging people for it. I'm going to charge them accordingly, $25 to $50 to pre-vacuum. You know why? Because I've now become a maid service, not just a carpet cleaner service. So if you want me to be your maid service, you're going to have to pay me. Okay? Pay me now or pay me later. So I feel like this video right here gives you ample proof of how important it is to pre-vacuum. And like I said earlier in the video, at least take the time and pre-vacuum your transition areas. And what are transition areas? Areas to come out of a kitchen, come out of a bedroom, or areas to go down a hall in front of a sofa. You know those black areas, those traffic patterns that don't want to come that well? Well, you can improve them dramatically just by taking a vacuum. And what's the best vacuum again? The best vacuum is the vacuum you're going to use. So make sure that you're happy with the vacuum. Make sure you like the weight of it. Some people like the lightweight of these right here. You know, they're real easy to use, simple. Buy a new one every year, just throw it out and get a new one. At least you're using something. Or you can get a heavy duty like we saw in the TMF store. We saw the Pro Teams. That's what we keep on our trucks. Because they look heavy duty, they look industrial, and they look different. And they have bags. You just throw the bags away instead of having it this way. But the only disadvantage of that is you have to tear the bag open to show them the soil that you're getting. But either way, you're impressing upon their psyche, the customer's psyche, that you've made a difference in their life, in their health, and in the life of their furnishings. And that's very important. You want to make sure that you are solving problems, not causing problems, that you're increasing the life of their furnishings. Because if you explain to the customer, you know, it costs $5,000 or so to re-carpet your home, right? And a lot of customers are moving towards hard surfaces. And we also handle hard surfaces. I'll do another video on that later. We've got a lot of good videos coming up on hard surfaces, from tile, grout, stone, hardwoods, VCT, LVP, luxury vinyl planks, luxury vinyl tile. That's all coming up. And unfortunately, people are moving towards those hard surfaces. Maybe it's because of the types of carpets that are coming out, the polyesters. They're really cheap, they're really junky. But number 2 is maybe carpet cleaners aren't getting the proper chemistry. And that's the advantage of using our black label, using our products. They have a lot of polyester hydrotropes in there, so it helps break the oils and soils off of the polyester fibers, so you look more like a hero. Plus they smell great, and they're some of the safest and the finest quality products on the market. Another shameless plug. All right, but you know, that kind of sums it up. I feel like I think I've proven beyond a shadow of doubt just by vacuuming here for what, a good 5 or 10 minutes before you cut the video on, right, Joe? This is 8 by 10 area rug. It's a tufted rug, as you can see by the backing of it. This is what I call a tufted rug, okay? And then over here we've got a very thin rug, but it's still got a lot of hair stuck in it. You want to get that hair out. And then over here we've got a handmade rug. And a handmade rug, you can generally tell the same design on the back. The knots are similar to the front. So if you back up again, Joe, you're going to see over here, this is a tufted rug. And these tufted rugs do hold a lot of oil, but all of them will. All of them will hold a lot of oil and soils and dry particulate matter. So even all these rugs up here, you know, some of these are handmade. Actually, most all of these right up here, these are all man-made up here. So taking the time to set yourself apart, to have a better result, to be more efficient, to retain your customer for a long time, to make that impact upon them, to go ahead and do the absolute best job you possibly can to help the customer have the healthiest furnishings and the healthiest indoor environment, and to do the absolute best job that's possible and give the customer what they deserve. Pre-vacuuming is a must. So hopefully this ends the controversy. Should you pre-vacuum or should you not? Yes, you should. I'm Rob Allen, Truck Mount Forums. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see another video, feel free to make a suggestion and we'll continue to bring them to you. Thanks a lot, and if you don't mind, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also remember, we're a family business. We bootstrapped this from nothing. We believe in the law of reciprocity. I believe if I help you become successful, you'll help me become successful. So if you'll go to tmfshop.net and go ahead and use our products, I'm confident you'll find them to be the absolute best products in the industry, and that will do you, and that they'll go ahead and deliver the type of quality and the workmanship that you need. All right, well, I'm Rob Allen again. Thanks a lot. Have yourself a great day.